Have you ever wondered why some people are more successful than others? How is it that under the same set of circumstances, some people break records while others break themselves? In this video, we will explore the core success principles regardless of your chosen field. So stay tuned.
Hey guys, Raghav here from New York. I'm a marketing professional and public speaker for the last 15 years.
We all are running a lifelong race towards success, but most of us don't know what success really means. Let's take a moment to define what's meant by success. Success isn't becoming a doctor, an engineer, government officer, university professor, millionaire, superstar, or something like this. As legendary Hollywood actor Jim Carrey said, I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer. Well, success is becoming whatever you want to become, whatever makes you feel happy, contented, and satisfied. The ultimate goal of success is to achieve happiness. You may have heard the famous quote from great musician John Lennon as he said, "When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life." So always be yourself. Express yourself. Have faith in yourself. Don't go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. Now come to the point. Why some people are more successful than others? It is no secret. They simply think and act more effectively. They have mastered the principles of success. Positive behavior comes effortlessly to them because they have internalized the success principles. Successful people accept responsibility and hold themselves accountable for their decisions and actions. A study attributed to Harvard University found that when a person gets a job or a promotion, 85% of the time it is because of his attitude, and only 15% of the time because of intelligence and knowledge of specific facts and figures. We often hear that knowledge is power, but this statement is only a conditional truth. Knowledge is only potential power. It's power only when put to use, and then only when the use made of it is constructive. What's the difference between a person who cannot read and a person who can but doesn't read? Not a whole lot. Learning is a lot like eating. It is not how much we eat that matters, but what really matters is how much we digest. The great scientist Albert Einstein was once asked, "How many feet are in a mile?" Einstein's reply was, "I don't know. Why should I fill my brain with facts I can find in 2 minutes in any standard reference book?" Einstein taught us a big lesson. He felt it was more important to use our mind to think than to use it at a warehouse for facts. One time, Henry Ford was involved in a label suit with the Chicago Tribune. The Tribune had called Ford as stupid, and Ford said, in effect, "Prove it." The Tribune asked him scores of simple questions such as who was Benedict Arnold, when was the Revolutionary War fought, and others, most of which Ford, who had little formal education, could not answer. Finally, he became quite angry and said, "I don't know the answers to those questions, but I could find a man in 5 minutes who does." Henry Ford was never interested in miscellaneous information. He knew that the ability to know how to get information is more important than to use the mind as a garage for facts. Acquiring facts is knowledge, interpreting facts is understanding, and the proper application of facts is wisdom. An idea dies unless it is acted upon. The best idea will not work unless we work the idea. Success doesn't depend only upon special skills, formal education, or superior intelligence. Success is neither a miracle nor a mystery. It is the natural outcome of consistently applying certain principles on an ongoing basis. The difference between success and failure lies in the degree of our commitment to seek and apply these principles. Attitude is the most important word in the English language. It applies to every sphere of life, including one's personal and professional life. Can an executive be a good executive without a good attitude? Can a student be a good student without a good attitude? Can parents, teachers, salespersons, employers, or employees be good in their roles without a good attitude? Never. The moment a president or a prime minister is being impeached or ousted, a corporate CEO or a military chief is being sacked, a celebrity couple get divorced, or a superstar athlete is being banned from the game, they still have exact same knowledge, skills, fitness, or profiles, but only thing missing is their proper attitude. Nobody cares about anything or everything else. Attitude is more powerful than skills, academic qualifications, good looks, place of birth, connections, and everything else put together. The foundation of success, regardless of your chosen field, is positive mental attitude. There was a man who made his living selling balloons at a fair. He had balloons of many different colors. One day, a little boy asked the balloon man, "If you release a black balloon, will that also fly?" Moved by the boy's concern, the man replied gently, "Son, it is not the color of the balloon. It is what's inside that makes it go up." The same principle applies to our lives. It's what's inside that counts, and what's inside of us that makes us go up is our attitude. A person with a positive attitude cannot be stopped. A person with a negative attitude cannot be helped. Life is an obstacle course, and many a time we become our own biggest obstacles. People reach great heights in life only when they have great depths of character. William James of Harvard University said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes." Our attitude determines how we look at an opportunity or a setback. To a positive thinker, a setback can be a stepping stone to success. To a negative thinker, it can be a stumbling block. Great thinkers and philosophers feel and believe that every problem comes with an equal or greater opportunity for success. When our attitude is right, we realize that we are all walking on a crest of diamonds. Opportunities are always under our feet. We don't have to go anywhere. People who don't know how to recognize opportunities complain of noise when they knock. We all know the story of David and Goliath. Goliath was a giant of a man. He struck fear in everyone's heart. One day David, a 17-year-old boy, came to visit his brothers and asked, "Why don't you fight the giant?" The brothers were terrified of Goliath and replied, "Don't you see, he is too big to hit?" But David said, "No, he is not too big to hit. He is too big to miss." The rest is history. We all know what happened. David killed the giant with his slingshot. Same giant, different perceptions. You might have heard the power of positive thinking, but have you ever heard the power of negative thinking? Power of positive thinking empowers you with the willpower to succeed. Negative thinking will empower you with own power to fail. Attitude is a habitual way of thinking and feeling. It is a viewpoint, a frame of mind, a thinking process, and a way of looking at things. It is our standpoint, our approach to things, or our reaction to situations in life. At the end of our lives, we don't want to arrive at a destination that makes us feel it wasn't of our choice. If we end up living or doing things we didn't want to do, then we have arrived by default, not by design. To avoid regrets towards the end of our life, we need to make the right kind of choices to begin with. We need to know when to say yes and when to say no. Please note that people take different roads seeking fulfillment and happiness. Just because they are not on your road doesn't mean they have got lost. I personally think in order to be happy, we need three things: health, wealth, and good relationships. You have all the wealth in the world and good relationships too, but don't have good health. Can you be happy? Of course not. There is nothing more important than our good health. That's our principal capital asset. All the money in the world can't buy you back good health. This is why maintaining good health should be the primary focus of everyone. The second most important thing is wealth. There are people who believe and make others believe that wealth is not important in this world. Those who say it is not important are either stupid or billionaires. If wealth does not bring happiness, well, poverty certainly does not bring it either. There is a saying that money isn't everything. Well, it can be said only when you have enough money. William Somerset Maugham once said, "Money is like a sixth sense, and you can't make use of the other five without it." Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. The third most important thing is good relationships. The good life is built with good relationships. People who have good relationships at home are more effective in the workplace. Without good relationships, people feel a void in their lives, which can lead to either insecurity or loneliness. Personal relationships are always the key to good business. You can buy networking, but you can't buy friendships. In words of Robert Kraft, if I have had any success, it's because I have had good relationships and people trusted me. A person could have all the health and wealth in the world, but without good relationships would be emotionally bankrupt. Now, what's your definition of success? Success means many wonderful positive things. Success means personal prosperity, a fine home, vacations, travel, new things, financial security, giving your children maximum advantages. Success means winning admiration, leadership. Success means freedom, freedom from worries, fears, frustration, and failure. Success means self-respect, continually finding more real happiness and satisfaction from life, being able to do more for those who depend on you. Success means winning. Success achievement is the goal of life. Every human being wants success. Everybody wants the best this life can deliver. Nobody enjoys crawling, living in mediocrity. No one likes feeling second class or feeling forced to go that way. If we want to be successful and happy, then we must become a student and study the lives of successful people in depth. If we want to be healthy, we must study the principles of good health. If we want to become wealthy, then we must study the principles of acquiring wealth. If we want to have good relationships, we must acquire the principles of good relationships. Where we will be 5 years from now will depend on whether we live by design or by default. We'll see you in the next videos. Please subscribe and press the bell icon to get notifications. Thank you for watching and wish you all the very best.